What if everything you thought you knew about history was a lie? Imagine this. What if, right now, we lived in a world where the Nazis won World War II? Pause for dramatic effect. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But stick with me, because what I'm about to show you will make you question everything about the world we know today. Let's rewind for a second. It's 1941. Europe is burning. The Nazi war machine is pushing forward, steamrolling over everything in its path. Britain is holding on by a thread, and the Soviet Union, well, they're already reeling from Hitler's massive invasion. But here's where things could have gone completely off the rails. Imagine for a second, instead of being stopped in Stalingrad, instead of the Allies pushing back at Normandy, the Nazis just kept pushing. They didn't falter. In fact, they won. Pause for dramatic effect. Hitler, the man who caused so much destruction, actually gets what he wanted. Now let's talk about the new world Hitler envisioned. It's chilling to think about. Picture this. Nazi Germany doesn't just rule Europe. They control everything, stretching all the way from Paris to Moscow and beyond. It's not just about conquering land. It's about reshaping society. Imagine waking up in a world where every single thing is designed to uphold Nazi ideals. Every piece of media, every film, every book, controlled by one regime. Your thoughts? Guided. Your dreams? Shaped by propaganda. Hitler dreamed of a greater German Reich, where the Aryan race would dominate the world. Jews, Slavs, and anyone considered undesirable by Nazi standards, wiped out or enslaved. Picture that for a second. Living in a world where survival means meeting the standards of a fascist dictatorship. But here's where it gets even scarier. The Nazis weren't just about military power. They were masters of control. They knew how to manipulate, to twist people's minds. Think of it like a social media influencer on steroids. Everything would be designed to make you believe that the Nazi regime was your savior. What does that world look like? It's a place where your voice is silenced, your opinions shaped by a machine you can't escape. The concept of free will. Gone. History would be rewritten, not just by the victors, but by the only voice allowed to speak. Let's take it further. Imagine the Cold War, but not between the United States and the Soviet Union. Nope. In this timeline, the Cold War is between Nazi Germany and the rest of the world. The Nazi scientists, who were already working on cutting-edge technology, the V-2 rocket, jet engines, the first rockets into space, would be at the forefront of a new kind of war. The race for space, the battle for the ultimate weapon, would be between two superpowers. One, a totalitarian regime. The other, a fractured but determined resistance. Would the Nazis eventually reach space? Would their technological dominance give them the upper hand? Imagine a world where even space is a battleground. But here's where this reality starts to hit hard. The human cost would be immeasurable. We're talking about millions of lives lost or scarred beyond recognition. The Holocaust wouldn't just have been a historical atrocity. It would be an ongoing policy. The genocidal machinery would have operated at full speed, exterminating any group not deemed pure. Picture yourself living in this world, trying to survive under the ever-watchful eyes of the regime. Imagine the constant fear, not just for yourself, but for your family, your friends, your children. This isn't just another regime. It's a world where the very essence of what it means to be human is twisted, where survival means fitting into an impossible mold. Can you even begin to fathom what it would be like to live like that every single day? But here's the real kicker. Even the Nazis weren't invincible. They faced internal turmoil, corruption, and their empire was fragile. Even the strongest empires have cracks. Could their world domination have crumbled from within? Could their own ambition have led to their downfall? And what happens next? How long could such a regime survive? With the remaining democratic powers left to fight, with people living in constant fear, would the Nazi Empire collapse under its own weight? Would the people rise up? Or would the world be trapped forever in a twisted dystopia? But here's the scariest thought of all. We might be closer to this alternate world than we think. Every decision, every battle could have gone another way. If just one moment in history had turned differently, we might have been living in a very different world. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think? If the Nazis had won, do you think the world would have fought back? Or would it have been too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you're as shaken up by this alternate history as I am, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending stories from the past. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. History is a powerful thing, and what we know today might just be one version of what could have been. Remember, stay curious, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.